When a solar system stops performing, you don't guess what went wrong. Guessing leads to replacing perfectly good parts, missing hidden faults, or creating dangerous hazards. Instead, you treat the failing system like a crime scene, and you measure. A professional diagnosis means tracking 3 vital signs using 3 specific tools: a multimeter, a DC-rated clamp meter, and a thermal camera. But before we touch anything, understand that live DC power is unforgiving. Unlike AC, a DC arc flash is extremely difficult to extinguish. Always use insulated tools and never disconnect live circuits under load. We follow the power logically from generation to consumption, starting at the solar panels, moving through the charge controller, into the battery bank, and ending at the inverter. Here, voltage acts as electrical pressure, current represents electron flow, and heat indicates energy loss. Taking an isolated reading at a single point doesn't tell the whole story. But by mapping pressure, flow, and loss together across the system, you can pinpoint the exact location of a catastrophic failure. Step 1 is checking the system's pressure. Your primary tool for this is the digital multimeter, which measures voltage, resistance, and continuity. To check a solar panel, you isolate it from the system, set your multimeter to DC voltage, and apply your probes to the terminals. This gives you the open circuit voltage, or VOC. You repeat this process at the battery stage. The voltage reading verifies the state of charge. By leaving the probes connected while the system is running, you can observe how much the voltage drops under heavy load. But here is where many people make a critical mistake. They attempt to measure active current using the standard voltage ports and settings on their multimeter. This diagram shows what happens inside the meter. A multimeter measures voltage by checking the difference across a circuit. Pushing live current directly through those settings instantly overloads the device, bypassing the sensors and blowing the internal glass fuse, creating a dangerous short circuit. The multimeter proves your system has the potential to work. It confirms the pressure is there, but it cannot prove if energy is actually moving. To do that safely, we need a different approach. To safely track active flow without severing live loaded cables, we use a clamp meter. Before you buy one, check the specifications carefully. Many cheaper clamp meters only measure alternating current, or AC. If you are working on a solar system, you must explicitly verify that your meter is rated to measure direct current, or DC. Look at this comparison. On the left, jaws are correctly clamped around a single conductor to accurately measure panel output, battery charge, or inverter draw. On the right, the jaws are incorrectly clamped around a bundled positive and negative pair. When you clamp around both cables at the same time, the opposing magnetic fields of the positive and negative wires perfectly cancel each other out. Your meter will output a false reading of 0. Confirming system flow is the ultimate proof of life. If your multimeter shows pressure exists, but your clamp meter shows flow is dead, you have isolated the exact point of the blockage. Our final tool doesn't measure electricity directly. Scanning the electrical board visualizes hidden system loss by detecting the heat generated from physical resistance. You run the system up to maximum load, then systematically scan the breakers, the fuse holders, and the wire connectors. You must interpret these thermal images carefully. High-load components like inverters and charge controllers naturally generate heat during operation. That operational warmth is not a sign of failure. This image contrasts the two states. On the left, a large component glows uniformly orange. That is normal operational heat. On the right, cool cables lead to a violently bright white connector. That concentrated heat is the specific visual signature of a dangerous fault. Used correctly, the thermal scan acts as a proactive early warning system. It exposes microscopic resistance before it degrades into a catastrophic fire or a total system failure. This checklist graphic shows the complete diagnostic profile. By applying these 3 tools, you have verified voltage to confirm pressure, tracked current to confirm flow, and scanned for heat to locate loss. You have successfully mapped your system. You are no longer guessing. You are conducting a precision, safety-first diagnosis based on hard data. Which of these 3 tools do you rely on the most? Let me know in the comments below, and tell me the hardest solar fault you've ever had to track down. To take your diagnostic skills from beginner to advanced, click on our Solar System Troubleshooting playlist on screen now. Top-tier tools are useless without a disciplined investigative methodology. Mastering this exact workflow is what separates amateurs from technicians.